edition Conquer South by Southwest. And I guess to start, is this your guys' first album?
No, it's our third. Actually, it's our 6th time, I think, in Austin, Texas. And our first trip was South by Southwest 2010. So yeah, it's so much fun, we decided we had to come back.
You said you had to come back. So has this been like, how has it progressed? Has it been better this year? Is it crazier this year?
I don't know, the first one was pretty crazy, but we also didn't know what we were doing. So when we were playing our shows, we were like including optional co-ops and like libraries. And we kind of progressed last year. It's a slightly better venue this year. We have a super solid lineup. So crazy always happens down here. That's kind of given. I think consider it so far. We played 2 shows yesterday. We got 2 today. The rest of the way out. It's been great so far. Really good turnout.
Awesome. And so you your latest album, We Don't Know Anyone, was recorded at Bunker Studio, right? And you were with Aaron Nevezie. Easy, got it. And then he also did your first album. So what was it that you guys want to listen to?
He's got a great ear for rock and roll, and he's got a great studio, and he's really fast and just smart, and we really trust his decisions.
Gave us like, at the beginning of the band we were more of a guitar band. Doing the first and second record, sonically he's given us great input on like embracing synthesizers and still being a rock and roll band. That's been really helpful.
He's a Kiwi, so he has an accent. So
sonically sounds good.
So do you guys make fun of him for that? Do you like do the voice at him?
Only behind his back.
Only behind his back. And now he knows me.
Everyone's albums.
Aaron.
He's become a really good friend of ours, though. Like, definitely, we're all on the level, and I think that's something that also makes me want to work with him again, is that we all, not only artistically we have a similar vision, but it's like ego-wise and everything else, like we all just sort of, like we all link right up. He's a great guy to work with.
And you did your first album on analog tape, but you didn't do it this time around. Is there
Yes. Yeah, there is.
I think we love the way the old vintage recording gear sounded on the first record. I think on the second one we wanted to make it like a little more polished, but like our version of polished, which is still a little gritty. But we wanted to make it pop more and have more control over the rhythms and synthesizer sounds, and just have a little more control, but still make it pop.
The other thing was we've had people, friends of ours and fellow musicians who have approached us about doing remixes of songs, using the songs for film and video, and I think having it in a digital format definitely makes that process and any post-production like way easier. So that's what we're trying to do.
Does that mean you guys are going to stick with the electronic elements and keep going with it further?
I'd like to push everything into some electronics, whether it's guitars. I mean, like, and for us to realize that as we go along, it's really about experimentation. It doesn't have to be in like a new form of music, but just with new instruments and anything. And that's a big reason we work there too, is the studio is full of toys. Was it like guitar, like the same?
What is at the same time that we use more electronics and synths, we also use like a dulcimer and other like 1 or 2 other traditional string instruments.
We made a point of trying to use every instrument in the studio. I think we get 1 or 2 short, but there was a toy piano that had 5 keys. That's in one song and the bridge. Like everything was, even if it didn't really have a big role in the song. So it's definitely something we want to continue. I personally love the electronic elements. Playing with that. Technology is always one of those sides. I think that's always more to explore that.
Going along with the technology thing, I know like the iPad, you can do anything now. So like, would you ever use that, just like straight up use like iPad to do something?
I think the more, I love electronic sounds, I love beats, I'm a bass player at heart. I think as long as a human's triggering it, I still feel pretty okay with it. But what if it's something like you press play and then you can like walk off stage from that on, it's a little kind of, that's crossing the line a little bit. She's still trigger it.
I definitely respect it. You've seen a bunch of good bands already. I have this tour, and even on the last tour, we're using just tons of backing tracks and stuff. But it's cool. Often it allows for less people and different sound or big sound for people. There's definitely something to be said, and we believe in, like, you know, the visceral aspect of live music, like having a real drum and writing process beats, having like people out there, around. So, no judgment past anyone, but I think personally, I'm really glad to see the band that we have, like, we all play our instruments. We do have patches and stuff that makes it, we're obviously not diverse.
Instead of having a screen on stage, you know, a computer screen or an iPad, that's something that we're really going for.
We're old-fashioned.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with like fashion at all. It's not, the electronic thing's not really my scene. Cool, but then...
I thought it was everyone's scene at this point. I thought it was officially everyone's scene. That, like, every single band I've seen so far, I've seen like 10, and they're all like electro bands, which is awesome. I love that kind of music, but it's just really ubiquitous.
And if you guys have been on tour for a while, do you have any crazy tour stories? Or you're allowed to talk about it? I know a bunch of you are like, oh, we can't talk about that.
I have a sort of tame one from this morning.
I didn't even hear about this whole
no, it's mostly just fun. It's just fun. I was actually staying in that building right there because I couldn't get into the place where we're actually staying. And I don't even know if I wanted to at that point, and I just ended up crashing with some friends of mine who were having a bachelor party this week here. And I slept on like this maybe like 7-foot diameter beanbag, and it was like one of the most comfortable night seats I've ever had. But I was up until like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and the guys I was staying with all woke up at like 8 o'clock in the morning. I have no idea why. And I woke up to this, like my hand was really cold. I was like, why is my hand really cold all of a sudden? I looked down, and there was a Bloody Mary in my hand, and 3 guys standing around like ready to party.
Yeah. What do I do with this? What do you think?
Like, touring is sort of like that. Things like that happen frequently, and it's just like, you know, things get sometimes a little too crazy, but
it's fun. It's always fun to tell the stories. You guys got great life stories to look back on. You know, tell your grandkids.
Yeah.
You know that one time I slept on that beanbag chair in Austin. Do you guys have any like thing that you have that's your best investment as a band, or your worst investment?
Our most recent huge investment was our van that we just got just at the beginning of the year. And we've put over 10,000 miles on it just in the last 2.5 months. So it's working out pretty well.
These favorite Tony bands. So it's been very loving to us. Starting to get arthritis in the morning. So it's freaking
My car squeaks. I'm like, oh, what's wrong with it? There's just dust on the brakes. I'm like, I don't think I should do that.
I think it just means it's burning.
And you guys also did, raise money for your album with Kickstarter. I know that's like a really big thing for bands now, is to have like the fans as part of it. How was that experience?
Very challenging to sort of like, it's humbling actually to reach out to your friends and fans for an investment, but it was really touching also to see the support that we got from people that was really unexpected, and a lot of people really just chipped in a lot more than we even expected, and a lot, and the other nice thing about it was how many people chipped in. It was not like 10 people gave us a big chunk of money each. It was like a lot of small donations. There's a lot of people that, like, even though they may not have a bunch of money to spare, like they want to see us do well, and it's really been awesome.
And we had some amazing prizes for people too. It's helped. So it's kind of pricey. But smashing guitars on stage, like megaphones broken, signed lessons, like cookies. What else?
Tattoo.
There's tattoo. Well, no one remember the tattoo one.
Only because you didn't want to get Pin 15 tattooed.
No, I didn't want to get Pin 15 tattooed.
I promised to stop smoking, but no one went for that one. I was hoping to get
no, keep smoking.
It was like $1,000. So,
and just one last note about that. It's just, it's always tough to ask our friends if they like the money, but since they invested all this money into the second record, we're kind of like on the hook of we gotta do well, not just for ourselves, but all these people that put money and their time into us. So like we owe it to them to do well. that's I think good motivation for us to be like talking about plastic now.
I know as a fan personally, I've given money to some Kickstarter things, and I was like, I feel really prideful. I'm like, yeah, I helped them.
Yeah.
I helped them make that.
Yeah.
It's really cool. You know, show your friends. You see the city. I helped them.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's really
real
cool.
guy.
I'm glad to hear that's how you feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. You know, I know there's a lot of controversy with some bands that are like, oh, well, they ask for money to like go on tour.
Right.
I'm like, well, I don't know if people are really helping out like that.
And they need help now, not when they make it big.
Yeah, they're
when they can
not
afford
Coldplay
it.
though.
You need it now. So
Yeah, Coldplay was a big Kickstarter.
yeah,
I'll understand controversy if
Yeah.
they do that.
yeah. Give Chris Martin a keeper. You know?
Yeah.
Okay. 5 series.
Here you go. I'll give you $10,000.
Sounds good.
But Edward was talking to me, and I know he really wants to know what are those like your horse cover things.
Oh, the bunny stallion with multiple things.
I was like, I don't know. He talked to me. He was like, I don't know. And I was like, I don't know. I'll ask him.
Well, I think I can give a quick rundown on that. So, well, we have a good friend of ours named Dima who started out doing our posters a couple years ago, and he's the one that created the artwork for the album. And we really liked the work he did, and as the beginning stages of this current album, We Don't Know Any Better was coming together, we were trying to think of some theme and some idea and a working title for the album. And since we weren't quite sure what the whole thing was going to sound like, we started calling it What Kind of Animal? Meaning like, what kind of animal is this album going to be? What's the sound going to be? We mentioned that to Dima, our artist, and so he took that idea of what kind of animal literally, and he ran with it, sort of piling different types of animals together into like these strange creatures. And as he created the artwork, we really loved it, and as we created the album, for other reasons, we decided to go with a different title, but we kept the artwork from those original concepts, so we think it fits.
So it's like a visual representation of the album.
Yeah.
His art is very bold and striking and like somewhat obtuse in the work he too. So I think it's the closest thing I've seen that kind of characterizes what we're doing as a band. We're kind of out there and bold. We also working on so I think it's a good pairing. He actually, before he even made this album, made this gorilla corn color. This is a unicorn granola.
Granola unicorns. They're the most organic animals ever.
Anyhow, so
Magical.
we've been using that, and we ended up on posters. I think last South by Southwest, and then he kind of so he also was going and ran off that.
So was he here as like part of the stock show? I just
No,
want
I
to
mean,
understand.
He's in a band as well. He's in a couple of bands.
he's in a band, and his art's doing real well for him. So he's been in a bunch of galleries. He's kind of taken off. So yeah, I don't know.
And lastly, do you guys have any big plans for after South by? I think you're heading out with some shows.
I missed the question.
After South by, what are your plans? I think I saw that you were heading.
Oh yeah. Chicago, Akron, Toledo,
So
Midwest.
Yeah. We're continuing the tour next week, and then we're going to do a residency back in New York, back in Manhattan. 3-week residency at this small great club, and then we're heading out on tour again in May. We're going to go down to Florida and play festivals down there.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Florida's nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You can get the beach because you're dressed.
I know, I'm ready.
You're
I'm ready.
prepared for Florida already. Let's get there.
That's right.
So, thank you guys for speaking with us.
Yeah, bye. Thanks for taking it.